With the Rebar by Constraints command, we just pick the faces or bars in the 3D view and the reinforcement follows. Let's apply it to a precast stair. The bottom stirrup has 4 segments. We'll use the expanding option with a 90-degree hook. The expanding option automatically determines where the rebar starts and ends. With each picked target, a segment is created along the selected face. The transverse bars inside the stirrup bends are straight. Again, the expanding option finds where the bar starts and ends by following the stirrup distribution. With a single click, I can place the transverse bars across the desired segments. The stirrups at the top have 6 segments and 90-degree hooks. When dealing with concave geometry like this notched console, it's usually better to manually specify where the shape starts and ends. First, we pick the face opposite the concave edge. This is where the rebar starts. Then we select the faces along which each segment will run. The bottom segment does not follow the cover. I'll simply select a parallel face for now. Notice that the exact spot where I click on a face determines the direction the rebar turns. But there's no need to worry too much about precision. For internal segments, the command automatically corrects mistakes to produce a valid shape. This is more strict for the end segments. Finally, on the opposite side of the console notch, we explicitly define where the bar ends. From here, I can finalize the stirrup using standard Revit commands. The transverse bars can be created the same way as before. A quick tip: if you select existing rebar before starting the command, their settings will automatically populate the dialog. The bottom longitudinal reinforcement has 3 segments. Again, the top edge is concave, so we manually define the start point to ensure the bar begins at the top instead of the notch. The bottom geometry is convex, so the expanding option easily finds the right end position. First, we pick where the bar starts. The next selections create segments along the faces. The final segment expands automatically, so there's no need to pick the end target manually. The top longitudinal reinforcement is straight, so we can try the expanding option. Notice where I click on the face. The segment will run perpendicular to the closest edge. To move the bar to the top layer, I use the built-in Edit Constraints command. The bar keeps its end constraints and automatically adjusts its length. The stirrups along the run are a bit tricky but still manageable. 4 segments, expanding, with hooks. It's best to start by selecting the bottom rebar. This sets both the rebar plane and the distribution. The result isn't perfect yet. The expanding option moved the end to the cover, and the 3rd segment ended up in the wrong layer. But that's easy to fix using Edit Constraints. And that's how you can reinforce a stair directly in 3D, just by picking the constraint targets. Even angled reinforcement along the stair run can be created easily without dedicated 2D views. I've attached the Revit file used in this video if you'd like to try the workflow yourself.